Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Jesus, thanks for bringing us together. Please open our hearts and minds to embrace what you have for us to receive from you. In the words of Anna and Eric. In God's name, we pray. Amen. So anyway, so I introduced to you Anna and Eric, but I think Anna, you'll be speaking more. But you can be up here too. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
I want Eric to speak also. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a blessing to be here. To us, it is a good opportunity to share our story, even though it is the first time in the 20 years that Eric and I open to the public, I would say, to our stories.
In front of the camera.
And in front of the cameras, and to talking with people online and everything. So it's going to be interesting, but we are excited to be able to have this opportunity, like I say, to talk with you guys about our story. I'm gonna let Eric talk. Let me tell you in advance, I talk a lot.
That's the teamwork.
And that's the teamwork. I have the talking, he has the actions. So I'm gonna let Eric talk and remind me that I need to let Eric talk to you.
Thank you everybody for the stay today with us, and I hope what we're gonna talking about today is helping somebody, and it's gonna help us too, because it's the first time we're doing this. So and together with Anna says, so we'll see.
I don't know do I need to see there or here?
Whatever.
There. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with our story a little bit. When Karen and Kathy invite us here and they say, do you guys want to share your story and see what it takes to be successful here? We look at each other and say, wait a minute, successful? We don't think we're successful here. I think, and I told Kathy, and Kathy can tell me, I say that I think there is other families and other people that is successful than us. But I think God called us to come this day at this time, at this moment. And I think this is the time that we should open to our stories to you guys, the community. We'd like to start to let you guys know where we came from, like our background a little bit.
Oh, this is my side. That's my turn. Now, sorry, this is where I come from Puebla, Mexico. It's about an hour and a half from Mexico City. And the little town they called Tlatlauquitepec, Puebla. It's hard to pronounce it. Tlatlauquitepec, Puebla. It's a little small town, but it's pretty neat. I like it, and I'm born down there, so a little beautiful town. So my mom's still there, and most of my family is still there living, and that's it.
Okay. I came from a big city, Mexico City. And I put this beautiful picture. This is a picture that actually my sister took from the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and this is how it looks in the evening outside. And I put this picture because coming from a big city, it is always nice to be able to surround with so many people, with so many good places and places to go and places to be. But I remember one in specific, and it was the Basilica, because my parents and especially my mom was make sure we all go to the Basilica, in not just the December the 12th, which is the festivity of Our Lady of Guadalupe, but we go each month on February. I remember this, and we feed the pilgrims to go and visit from everywhere on this republic, on this city. People they came from other states to visit Our Lady of Guadalupe, and then my mom they just to feed with each month, every congregation and church feed the others, the pilgrims that came to visit Our Lady of Guadalupe. So I had, since I was little, I remember how important it is on February. We get ready. I was little, I remember I was like 7, 8. And then my mom was ready packing food and what we call tortas, like sandwiches for people and food and a lot of tamales, a lot of food for the pilgrims. So since I was little, I learned by seeing my parents to help others. And then I grew up in a big family. I had six brothers and sisters. I mean, I had 2 more sisters and 4 brothers. So my family was big. So, and we always share and we always help each other. And then that's what my parents teach us to do. And then, like I say, since I was little, I grew up helping others in the community. And then when we moved here, we're going to talk about a little bit
How we get here?
how we get here.
Yes. To start with me, I just finished college, and it's hard to find job in Mexico. If you got a friend on the government, was the mean to be studying like a business, in the government. I can find a place for working down there for 3 years. Try to find it. So my sister was here in Indiana. She was in Houston first, and then moved over here to Indiana. And she asked me if you want to come over here because it's hard to find out the job. So I say, okay, let me think about it because it's not really easy decision because I'm speaking in English at that time, and I don't know where they're gonna work, what I'm gonna do at that time. So I decided to move it over here as get to Houston, and then move it over here. And since I got 23 years living in Seymour, Indiana. Since I've been here, I'm a mover over here. I still living down there. And when I get here, it was kind of difficult first because of the language. And then that time we don't have nobody like friends, people, ethnic Spanish or Latin people. We can talking about it. Got my sister, another 3 or 4 families around, and that's it. No more people. They speak Spanish. So in different ways, because no people around it in the streets, this feels like awkward for me. So totally different. So what I do is start to working wherever they can find me because something easy and I can understand because what I say I don't speak English. And I started the beginning of the working and here in Seymour. Well, actually, my first job was here in Columbus. In Columbus, third shift. I stayed for 6 months and that's it. Never in my life work in third shift anymore. And I have planned to do that. And then I met Anna over in Mexico. We met when I was in a college. She was working like, what you want to say, I heard. She was teaching in a school. And we started to getting together. And when my sister told me come over here, I say, Anna, I gotta do this because I gotta find what I'm gonna do in my life. And it was hard. It was hard because.
Separation.
And then when I come here, I start talking every day. How you feeling? How you doing? And then how those things happens when you got a boyfriend and girlfriend eventually. But I asked her if you want to come over here, so but we don't get married. Just we got a boyfriend and girlfriend. She decided to come over and follow me. So it was a big decision for her, and I tried to make her write a decision until today. And it's been hard to not to, but she can think about, say something about what happened. At the beginning, it was hard. Yes, it was because I can't find anything. So if you want to go to the store, I don't know what I can find, especially because I don't know the products. I don't know nothing. I don't know even talk by the phone or ask questions because I don't know anything. So what I do is I buy me a little book that was English Spanish
Dictionary.
kind of dictionary, and they will start to learn a little bit about English. So when I got bored and I got breaks, I start to learn a little bit more. And I started learning to read it like cautions, all the signs and the factories, and I learned that's what the beginning. And now on.
Yeah, and then after he moves here, he asked me to move, and then like I had a good job. I was teacher. I had 2 careers and a master's degree. So I was thinking, okay, I am teacher. I had my second career. It is Guia Montessori, which is like a word for private Montessori schools. And then I had my master's degrees, and then it was a hard decision to move here because I left everything back in my country. And when I mean everything, it is my career and my good life, I'm gonna say, it was not as important, and I didn't think on this when I moved as it was my family. And then I cannot in this I'm just talking about me right now, but there is so many more people that lives here and has to I mean I moved from Mexico, from my country, to here US to follow the love of my future husband. But there is there's some other situation, but so many people move here because there is not other options. They have to move here because they have to, because of their safety, because of they don't have jobs. They have to look something better, to live better, and not just that, but to feel free, to feel safe, to feel like there is other places that I could live and that I could survive. And then talking about surviving, yes, it is like Eric said, when we first moved here, even if I knew English, it was nothing compared, like use English here. You can tell my English is not good still, but it's much better, let me tell you, than how it was 20 years ago. And then I was afraid to talk because what if people doesn't understand me? What if people
I said something wrong.
Yeah, I say something wrong, or what if I offended somebody with my poor language? It is totally different. And then when I like to, I put this picture here because this is just one person of so many people that helped us here when we first moved. When I moved here, I thought, oh, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be easy, it's going to be like my dreams with my future husband, and it wasn't nothing the way I dreamed and the way I thought it would be. And the first thing, I think I have to tell this, I cried probably for months every night. And I still remember that I want to cry. And let me tell you, I'm very emotional, so I'm going to cry in this process because it is my story and it's hard, and because I'm going to share all my struggles here. And this is just a list of so many people that help us out in this journey. And at the beginning, Mr. Brooks was the first person we met, and then we met him in church. The first place we looked, it was a church, because we thought, okay, in the church we may find people that has the same ideas, in the same, we worship the same God, we may have the same, we may feel welcome there. And then I have to tell you, Eric and I was the first couple. It was only 3 families. I remember pretty well. 3 Hispanic families that go to church, and everything else were Anglos. And then we have one mass a month in Spanish with a priest that came from India, I think, and they came to do mass. And then Mr. Brooks was the one that helped us out with to the Hispanics, and then he offered, John Brooks, and then he offered us pizza after mass, and then we feel like oh, there is two other families with us that they just make it a family. They just make it some place to feel like in family. And then Miss Sheila helped us out too in church, and she welcomed us like she knows us forever. And then we found a place where we feel welcome, but we also feel safe, and we feel like it is okay to speak broken English. They're going to do their best to understand us. So that's why we started with the people that making us feel welcome.
Well, before you start, because in that time when we came here, we have a mass in Spanish, so we attended once in English, and we meet somebody like John Brooks and Patty Sheets. That's it. And then the father Louis, he was knocking the doors every places like apartments, find Hispanic people. That was like 5 years later. And they knock the door in our house, the apartment, and they invite us to the church. And really, at that time when I was before here, I wasn't to enjoy the church before. I wasn't just away from the church because that's not my thing. When I get here, that will change everything. Because you come and knock the door and say, hey, start with talking about us, start to make a mass once a month. They change many times because the people don't attend. And we asking if we were married, and not yet. And then that time, she was pregnant. And we started to planning about the wedding. And when she was 8 months pregnant, was in December. We get married in December. And my
with
daughter,
8 months pregnant.
with 8 months pregnant. Yes. So I get married with 3.
Yes. We're gonna talk about the twins in a minute.
The twins in a minute. And then that's what we don't have a sponsor for that wedding. So Mr. Brooks was one of them. And then one of them, Sheila was the other one for sign for witness. And
We don't
my
know
sister,
anybody.
and I got a pretty much one lady. They helped translate people when they needed. There was a Lutheran church. Put her to record of the wedding with a little camera.
Yeah.
She helped us a lot. That was it. Nobody else in the church. Only
In our wedding was only at mass. It was only Mr. Brooks, Mrs. Sheila, and the lady who recorded, and that's it. And then his sister, and that's it. Like 6 people in our wedding. And then after the mass, we went home. We took one picture there. I'm going to show you in a minute. And then we went to bed. That's it. That was our wedding, and that was our wedding mass was the big thing for me. And after that, we didn't have the money to celebrate. We
because
don't know
we don't
anybody.
know nobody anyway.
We don't know anybody. We don't have the money to celebrate. We just want to have the celebration, the sacrament. We want to have the sacrament. And now I was just thinking, but before I dream with a big wedding, with big and with a lot of people and with a big reception and everything. And I just have 6 people on mass, and that's it. No celebration, no nothing. Just
On the 25th anniversary.
Probably on the 25th anniversary, we'll make it big. We know now.
No,
we know
we're gonna do it with
a lot of people now.
Now we got a lot of friends.
But I'd like to talk a little bit about Mr. James, because I learned a lot. That Mr. James, we went to Eric and
I started going to the Jackson library, and they offer like a English class, and I got a tutor. And he started to give me classes, but he was so strict with me. But it was pretty good. So he was pretty good. So he gave me classes, and he was so nice with me because he helped me a lot to learn a little more English. And then I stayed with him about a year, 2 years.
2 years, probably
And
learning
that's it.
English with him. When I joined Mr. James, and then he told me, my first class was reading the newspaper. And then he said, you read this part and tell me what you read. And then I tried to, and then he said, no, 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 no. No, she said, I remember, and bless his heart. And then he was always telling me, no, it's star. And then but that, I learned a lot from him. At the beginning, I was like, I don't want to come back. He's so strict. I just don't, Eric, I don't like him. He said, no, we gotta go. We gotta learn English. And he said, and then, but I learned from him. He was a retired from the army, from the Navy. And then I understand why he was like that, so restrictive. And then we had to be on time. And you know Hispanics, if you don't know Hispanics, with time is like not relevant to us. Like if he says classes at 5, we show up at 5:10, and he was so mad at us, so mad. He was like, no, 5. In fact, you have to be here 4:50, and I counted that as a time. And I learned that from him too. But I also learned the culture. He started talking to me about the American culture, why we do this, why we do that. And he knew that I was pregnant. And then he said, one day you're going to teach your daughter why you want to celebrate Thanksgiving. And one day you're going to teach your daughter why we celebrate 4th of July. And then I learned a lot. And then later on, when we had class, I was gonna wait for my class. I was like, oh, I want to see it, and I want to see what stories he has from us. And then, it was Mr. James. It was one of those persons that we're gonna never gonna forget. We pray for him now. He passed, and also Mr. Brooks passed. And they always be on our hearts. We always pray for them because, oh my God, they were so good with us.
Yeah.
Want to talk about Laila? Or you want me to talk about?
Well, I don't know which Laila.
Laila, it's my daughter's called Laila Grandma because she was close. She has a granddaughter that is the same age as my daughters, and she grew up. My daughters grew up close to her, and then they love her a lot. And then she's Canadian. Did I say right? Canadian. And then she always tell me like, Anna, on this country with the this, on this country with the that, and she teach me a lot, and she gave me a lot of advice in how to. Her husband was a teacher too, so she gave me a lot of advice on how I can pursue the career or teaching here in US. So I took a lot of advice from her. My girls love her. On this past April, she turned 90. 7? I don't know, 90 something.
90.
And then she is still very active. She walks every morning, and I just when I was 96, hopefully I want to look like her.
Yeah, she went CrossFit.
You are still learning from her.
Yes, I'm still learning from her.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the
Skip
picture
that
we're
one.
talking about.
Yes, keep that.
This is when we get
When
married.
Eric had a hair.
When Eric has hair.
I lost
And
my daughter born.
Like we said, we got married on December 15, 2001 at St. Ambrose Church. And this is the picture we're talking about. It looks like, don't you think it was a professional picture or a professional photographer? It was just in our house. This background, it is a blanket
From her bed.
that we put on the wall, and then we took that picture. His suit was rented, and my dress was the one we found it because I was 8 months pregnant, and it was this big, and it was on sale, and I think we paid like $50 for my dress. And but the sacrament was something that that my mom told me, you have to have the sacrament. This is something that is very important in value. And then I was looking on I'm not gonna look pretty with a big dress, pregnant and everything. But she always made sure that we know the importance to do the right thing. So we get married when I was 8 months pregnant, no matter what. I was
The thing is about here is because I really don't want to get married. I don't trust much about sacraments in that time. So I was able to believe in all those things because I grew up different way. So I said, I'm just gonna get, we live together, that's it, I want a kids. But the
no, he
God's
doesn't want
plans,
kids either.
yeah, the God's plans is different way. So when the first day I said the Father knocked the door, let's start the journey, big journey.
Yeah, to get married. And then we have our twins, but before that, I don't have a picture, I do have pictures when I was married. No, don't you think that I don't want to post or share it? I don't have a digital. So, but I want to have kids when I get married. And Eric doesn't want to have kids. And I want to have a big family like my family. And he doesn't want to have a kids. That's it. Like he doesn't want kids. It was hard for me to get pregnant. And we try and no nothing on 2 years. When I give up, that's why I always pray, and I always pray that I came from a very religious family. So my grandma always teaches to pray the rosary. We pray the rosary every day. And then my mom, well, it was amazing how she teaches love for Catholic religion. So I always pray, and I always pray to Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I say, I want to be mom like you. And then it was so difficult when I gave up, and then I knew that I went to the doctor. I felt bad, and then Eric was working, and I went by myself with my broken English, and they said, I feel bad, my stomach hurts, and some.
We got translated.
And then we got someone that translate for us, and then I knew I was there. How hard it is to just come to another country and do not know the language, and don't know how to explain how you feel or how concerned you are, or something that has happened to your kids and you're not able to explain them. It's like if I start right now and speak español con ustedes y empiezo a decir, and you don't understand what I'm saying. So it is difficult. It was hard. So when I give up, I get pregnant. And I was so happy, so excited. And Eric knew, and Eric take care of me a lot. Like those my 9 months pregnancy, I knew it probably will be my one and only pregnancy. And I was okay with that. Even if I want to have a large, big family with 8 kids. Eric said no, but I was, yes, I want 8 kids. And Eric said no, but God listened to him. Anyway, and then we had a twins. And then these are my
I didn't
Or
know
my
we
little
had
twin.
twins because my mom, my dad got a brother's twins. My mom, his brother died when they born, so it was twins. So I didn't know about nothing about those things. So
his family, each generation has twins.
Twins,
his,
and I
his
didn't know that, but-
grandfather, his mom, and I didn't know either. So I
Mhm.
think I just for the grace of God, I have 2 in ones, and I take it.
you know what's the funny thing is because after they got a scan for the problem what she got, and the doctor called Saturday morning, a pretty nice doctor, and say, okay, we got results. Probably you gotta have a twins because we see 2 spots. Before they calling, I was cooking breakfast, and I opened one of those eggs, scrambled eggs. You're gonna make scrambled eggs. Open one and come with 2 yolks. I said, oh my god. I said, nah, I can be. I said, Anna, come over after the doctor says so. And I open another one and come in with another 2 yolks. They say, no, they can be true. They say, I'll make another one. They come in like that.
Eric likes to share this story because he said,
That's
imagine
funny.
like we're gonna have a twins, and then we have eggs with 2 dogs, and it's like a
It's more like
sign.
a sound.
So there are our twins. She's Hannah. She's Heidi, and then This is another picture of them. When they were little, they always want to be princess. They always want to have a dog. And then, listen, it's not easy to continue with your culture with your kids. Your kids born here with a different culture, but I always want to make sure they follow well. They never forget my language, my culture, my values, of course my religion, and then I want them to never be ashamed for who they are. I always told them, you're Hispanic, you're Latino, you should be proud of them, of that. You're different, yes. Your hair is dark, yes. Your skin is darker, yes. And it's a blessing. And you should be proud of that. And then, because what is hard as a parent is to, oh my goodness, I try to not to be emotional, but it is what it is. As adult, you can have discrimination, and you're strong, and you try to pretend like you don't understand or you don't listen. But when you hear that discrimination with your kids, it's something that you cannot take it. And then, but I always think that we cannot be the same. I learned this from a priest and say you kill more flies with the honey than with a vinegar. And it's true. It's like we teach our girls, and it's okay. Don't let anybody make you feel bad, make you feel less. Instead, teach them, explain them why you are this skin, why you have this color. No, you're not illegal. No, you are just, you have the same rights. You just are different, and it's okay to be different, and it's okay to have different values, and it's okay to have a different language, and it's okay to speak another language, and it's okay. But you never in your life, I told them until now, you never take things for granted, and never offend others, never treat them bad. This is not what I teach you. I always, and they always remember like that, like they always say, no, mom, this is not what you teach me. And I make sure they know that, and I make sure, because my daughter's generation, I have the hope that their generation will be the generation that teach them better values, that see everybody the same. We all the same. We all created by God the same way. Yes, we moved to another country that probably is not our country, but we feel so blessed to be accepted, to be integrated, to be valued as the way we are, and to be free, to feel safe in this country, to feel free to talk right now with you guys without hesitation. So yes, there are people that treat us bad. There were people that tell us, back to your country, or my daughters, you're not belong to here. And I never take that as a personal, because I know they don't know my story. They don't know what you know now, what you are know now. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna understand after my talking, after my husband talking, that we're here, and we appreciate everything we have here, and we take here like a blessing. And then we don't take personal. If people is still offending us, and it's okay. They don't know better. and it's our job. It's my job to teach them who we are, where we came from, and why we're doing here, and what we like to see in the future. That's what I teach my daughters to do. And I'm gonna let Eric go so I can breathe a little bit and have some more water because I can keep going.
Okay, what do you want me to say? No, the thing happens because it was difficult the beginnings. First of all, for the language. Second one, because before the 9/11, everything changed. Before the night, if you driving like a Hispanic people driving drunk and got an accident, they point everybody, and the town was so small, so everybody can say yes, Latino's fault, and everybody can blame me about it just for one little thing. And it was bad because you can tell everybody point to you because you're Latino. If you drive and the cops always stop you because you don't say this, you don't make the stop, and that was a little excuse for stop. And one time I told Anna, when my kids born, I went to the come from work, and I got a neighbors there, a policeman's, and when I come and step on my house, and they come behind me and say, "Hey, you don't do these stops." And where do you live? I said, "I live here." Your stops not working. The sign stops not working. So what you mean? I call Anna, come over and said, "Push the pedal," and everything works good. But he was making sure everything's happening fairly on to that neighborhood and everything. Another day I was mowing my grass and I see him the other day across to the street and he was living in front of me. That's it. I mean, you can tell the difference between because we was Hispanic. But there was that one of the many situations we was. After 9/11, everything changed for everyone. For us, there were more problems, more difficult to get job because even if you got illegal or legal, there are problems for get a job or get something else. It was bad. That way, that helped us to make it stronger and make. We always working with the church, even now it wasn't believed that time. But thanks to church, we stay there. They help us to find out always the way to get better in any situation with the kids, with my family, because the thing we grow up, that's the way we show my kids to grow up, like be strong, be faithful, and always the values we always teach them. Respectful for the people, always say thank yous, be grateful for everything what you got, even if you don't have nothing, grateful. And that's why we show the kids grown up. So, but and the other thing was that changed my mind to work here. It was mad for everything what happened around it. What I say, what I do is just focus on my family, focus with my kids, and what I do with my life, like a working people. See?
These are our daughters now. When they were little. She's Heidi. She's Hannah. She's Heidi now. They're on college, and we're gonna talk about a little bit. We always make sure they like I say they follow our values, our religion. They went to Catholic school. It wasn't easy. We make an effort. Let me tell you, to put them in a private school, but it was worth it. They grew up with our faith, strong faith, with our values. I can say strong because now they're in college. They're not with us, but they always tell us we went to church. And then the first call after freshman year in college, I had my daughter call me and say, "Mom, I got this mass in this St. Paul church, and the choir is beautiful." Ooh, I feel. She went to mass without I telling, and she's in college now. They're
So
going
that
to
you
college
don't finish
now.
the whole thing because they say, and they got a cute guys over here. Oh my god.
Yeah, they say that too. but the point is, they're not missing mass. They know now Sunday is the day that we go give thanks to the Lord for everything He has been done with us, and they they don't miss until now. When I say they, I hope they don't keep missing mass, but they don't miss mass on Sunday, and sometimes we'll make them at mass open in the. But they grew up in a Catholic school until middle school, and then high school went to a public high school like Seymour High School. That's where I work, and they graduated from high school with honors, and then. My daughter was the class president, and she did the speech at the graduation, and she decided, and she asked, without I saying nothing, she went to the principal and say, I want to do my speech English instead. And then the principal says, oh yeah, you can do English Spanish, but it will be long speech. Why not you do one part of English, one part of Spanish, just one part? And then she said, with them, I'm going to do my speech in English, but then my prayer will be English and Spanish. And then she started with a prayer, English and Spanish. And I know it wasn't last year, and the graduation was virtual right now. And then many Latino parents called me and texted me and told me, tell your daughter thank you. It's the first time we hear in Spanish a graduation speech. And it means a lot for us. And then I was so proud of her that she was brave and went to the principal and said, I want to do both. I think for her, it was important to be able to do both languages. They fluently bilingual. They read and write and talk Spanish too. And this is on 2009. We knew Father Chris since then or before then.
Before then, when he was seminary, he was in Seymour, and we started. He was seminaries. He was in Seymour. Now we know him from a long time ago.
Yeah, this is on St. Mary Church. This is when 4th of July they had a celebration, and then like the Latino people that want to celebrate 4th of July, we met at church at St. Mary's, and they had a food festival, and they had at night. I don't have those pictures, kids, but at night they were the fire. We will be able to see from church the fireworks on from town there, and then we saw their Father Chris, and we knew Father Chris since before then, right? Then all this many years, and we feel blessed to be able to continue our friendship with Father Chris, and that you guys give me the opportunity to talk right now about all of this.
It is pretty nice, that thing, because I want to say I really don't trust much about church. So I let my family does and got really involved to the church. When I start to work in the church, I get involved so bad, and I started working, and my life changed 360, because I wasn't like that before here. I mean, my daughters, they don't know what I'm talking about. When I was in Mexico, she said, "No, that you can be that guy before." Yeah, was me. But right now, I can tell since that day my daughter's born, there's many things. So I started working in the church since then, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that helped me a lot because I encouraged my daughters to do the same thing, helping the people who also get rewards for the helping. And that's what I want to start. Keep doing it.
Since 20 years ago, we start to get a lot involved in the community. We want the community to know who we are, how we can do to help the community, and then we both get involved in activities in the community, and they get to know us, and then they reach us later on and say, hey, Anna, Eric, we're gonna do this in the community. Could you help us with the Latino people? They know that we're kind of little bit of bilingual, and then we can help, both communities. The Latino community start to grow up by then. I'm talking about like 10 years ago, and then we get it involved in the community, but not just in the community, and also in church. You name it, I was there. Eucharistic ministers, lectures, spiritual life, catechists, religious ed, youth group. I was in everything, and Eric was
It was
still.
close to celebrate the mass. Close.
I just did not celebrate the mass, but I was on everything. And then, but one special event, I want my daughters to see, to get involved, to see like what I do. So later on, they want to do. They grew up at church for school, but they also grew up at church because we get so involved in everything in church. And then later on, we start many years ago this group called the Spread. It's religious ed for special ed kids. Though I was afraid when they invited me to do this, but part of me said, "Yeah, Anna, you need to do something that out of your comfort zone." And then, oh my God, I learned a lot from them, from the kids with the special needs. They are very unique and very honest. They like you, they like you. They don't like you, they tell you, I don't like you. And then that's it. And then they're pretty much honest people. But this group, the special needs kids, I involve my daughters and I involve the kids from the youth group to serve the kids with the special needs. And then the Anglo youths noticed that, hey, there is some other kids that I could be a role model, and they have different needs, but they also authentic, unique kids that are very good to love them. And then my daughters also love to work with the kids with the special needs. In high school, they volunteer on classroom for kids with the special needs. And now they both are in the School of Medicine, and Hannah is studying OT, occupational therapies for kids with special needs. She's going to specialize for kids with special needs. And Heidi is doing, she's on the school she's on the School of Radiology, and then she wants to specialize in surgeries her dream is work with kids, surgeries and therapies with kids with special needs. So I like to put this picture. I have so many pictures that all together, but I think we make it a team as a family. We don't have, and I told my daughters and Eric knows, we don't have anybody else. We have a lot of people. Now I can tell you got a big family in the community, big family in church. I know a lot of people know me. I have to behave good because a lot of people know me now. But the thing is, at the end, we have each other and we cover each other. We always together in the good, in the bad, in the worst, in the happiness. We know we're gonna be together. Look at me like, oh goodness, amen to that.
But that's right, because most of the time, probably you don't see work in the church. I work in the church, but outside with the other people, like inviting people to a church, making retreats, helping other churches to making retreats, and that's why I'm growing up with faith, because I've seen the miracles have God with the people when I help. I mean, through me, because it wasn't me. I know that. But it's kind of reward because I've seen it, how God works. And especially because she was teaching to me how to be different too, because I wasn't a bad man that time. But she got I don't know why she looking to me. That's the thing.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
But after that says, okay, I'm gonna do my change, and that started working a big journey for me, and that's the way it started working to my daughters, my wife, and I think what I gotta best is my goal is getting older with her, like working like I don't know, 89 years old, working together with the hands.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
He's doing for that, right? And like I say, we're doing this together, and then I'm gonna talk about it right now in behalf of other Latino families that I know. Our church is like our family, and he's that way. I'm the serious, he's the funny one. He said, "Look, I got the same feeling right now." Many families, many Latino families, find their place in church, and it is very nice, and we feel so good when we feel accepted. I remember when I started to go to church with all Anglos, it was just like I said, three Latino families, and then everybody else were Anglos. And then when an Anglo family comes to me and say hi, I feel like, oh, it's like, oh, I feel special because I feel accepted, and I feel like they want to talk to me, and then when they want to know about me, and when they want to know, hey, what's your daughter's name? I feel like special. I feel like I'm going to be part of it. Little bit later, or eventually, I feel totally part of the family. I don't see it anymore like they're Anglos, we're Latinos. I don't see that. I can go with you without know you and say, hey, how are you? How have you been? But I feel that confidence because someone before you made me feel that I can, that I feel confident with. And many families feel the same way. We never know when we make other people's day, when they struggle. We don't know how much they struggle. As a Latino, when I struggle a lot, the first place I go is church. Because I know I will find God there, first of all, but also I'm going to find my friends or my people that I know and tell me, hey, everything is going to be okay. And it's all I need. I know everything is going to be okay. I know for me, as a Latino that lives in another country, it's going to take it twice work if you want. But it's going to be okay. Because I know God put me in this place for a reason. Actually, talking right now for a reason. So it is just the fact to feel accepted in a country we belong because we live here. It is not ours, and I always grateful to be in this country with these people. Thank you, guys. This is our not the last picture, but this is one of our recent pictures in church and Easter. And then we take the chance to take our picture with our mask, and we were like, yeah, let's take a picture with our mask. And it was this past Easter. You want to talk about it? You want me to talk about this?
Well, that's what I say that Anna was involved with me to get a church. And after that, I get so involved that now she don't want to go with me to the church do something else working with the church because it's struggle times now. But after I know God, I met him 13 years ago, one retreat. And then I went another one. It was a school of pros. And that changed my life pretty good and forever because since then I've been working with my family here, with my family in Mexico, because it's the hard one. And I gave thanks to God because one, my dad left us when I was 9 years old. He get married with me, and my mom to stay alone, and we live like that. But after 7, 8 years, I didn't tell my dad even by phone. But I was praying rosary because I learned to pray rosary, and I visited the Blessed Sacrament. And I asked for touch the hearts for my parents, and that happens. One day, then my dad called me, and remember, the was says, "Hey, I want to talk to you because I want to forgive everything. So I want to," and it was nice. The first time after many years, talked to me. And then he told me, I talked to your mom and her birthday. And he called her and they say, what happened? They talked, they got along, and they get good terms. And I was happy. I was so happy to say, my God. Look
Your
at the,
parents get
my parents get
reconciled.
together. So now I got to back my dad. And I talked to him with phone. Ooh. And the thing is, it's nice because I didn't think for a long time with him. And now I spend a lot of time talking with him by phone. And I know I'm talking with his wife now, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. And I got pretty good time with him. And everything what happened, I got everything what he does. And it's still going. So I know they got a struggle times. One time they told me I got a cancer in my lungs, and I said, okay, let's see what happened. I wasn't scared because I know if it happened. The only what I concern is about, well, that's it. What happened with my life? No. That happened, the COVID, we got a COVID, the same thing. She
Yeah,
asked me,
COVID
hey,
together
don't go out because you
and
gotta
COVID.
get contagion. We start helping people, getting food and everything. Nothing happened to her. And that's it. But she was so worried. Said, don't worry, everything's okay. But we got COVID, but it wasn't bad. So, and for that matters, I'm not scared. What I'm scared is because if what I'm missing, I'm gonna miss a lot of things happen because I'm gonna see my grandkids and I want it. Not right now, probably not a couple years. But this is one thing. I always got close to God all the time. I got changed. Any change, I go to it. I learn to pray rosary. I do my prayers. And always I got my cross in my house. You know, the cross. And every day I pray to Him. And when I left, I always says, I don't want to put you back again. So I want to try this day doing better. So I don't want any nails on you. Sometimes I failed. Many times I failed. But when I come back, I say, I got back and say, so I got rewards with my family. So that's making it better.
And I took that picture, and I honestly, I was saying, please God, don't be mad at me because it's a good picture that I can always take. And I like to share with you guys. Eric changed a lot. Like he said, 360. He doesn't know much God. He doesn't want to go to church. But now he's very, very involved. Now he is like, if you don't go to visit the places, we love to come at night to do the adoration when there's all night. We feel like it is our time with God. It's this our personal time with God that is much needed. We need it, and we live. Yes, we know we sleep little bit hours, but it is worth it. We feel like heal. The best time that I feel my healing, it is through the Blessed Sacrament. I can feel Him. I can feel like, yes, He's with me and everything is going to be okay. How much time we have? I counted my time here and I think I passed 3 minutes. Is that okay? So to keep going? Okay. So I'm gonna talk about this is where I came from, and then I will not be the person I am without values in religion and everything I learned from my parents. These are my parents. This is my mom, Alicia, and he's my dad, Carlos. My dad always taught me that fight for it. He said, do not always stay on your comfort zone. Fight for it. He always told me, you're so smart. And I honestly, I'm so bad in math. I have to confess, I'm bad. I don't like math. That's true. But I love to read. And so he said, you're so smart. He said, math, it's always that you're gonna need, but it's not the main, it's not the basic. He says, you love to read, use your talents. If you like to read, if you like to do the Spanish, study that. So I got my master on Spanish because of that. I said, and then he makes me believe. He said, you're so smart, you can do it. You can do it. And now, thanks to him, he was very good on business. He has a couple of taquerias, and then he always making us work with him at the taquerias. We didn't because he was well, like he has the money for it, but he always making us work to learn how it takes to get money. And I said, Dad, but you pay me less than your workers, and I'm your daughter. And then he says, yes, but because you're my daughter. And then he always taught me that I have to work hard, believe that I can do it, that I am smart, that I can do it, I can do it better. And then my mom always taught me to be honest, be always, just, honest, kind, pray, in good times pray, bad times pray, and then always do the right thing. Always do the right thing. With all those values, I that's what I teach my daughters. Like have those values, and we always tell them, you're so smart. You can do this. Like my dad told me, and I was honestly, I'm not as smart. There's so many more people smarter than me, but he made me believe, and now I believe that I can. When you guys invite me to do this talk, I said, I, I think I can do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be out of my comfort zone. It's hard to talk about your personal life with someone that you don't know. But I knew for a fact it is going to be good. I hope you guys learn a little bit about us, but not, isn't it? Today is Eric and I, but I'm pretty sure we're talking behalf of so many Latino families. They have so many more sad stories probably to share, and then they're successful here because of you guys, because of you guys support, because you guys believe in us, because you guys take your time right now. You guys can watch, I don't know, TV or something right now, Netflix, but you're here. Listen to us. Try to, hear our stories.
Oh my God. That's my mom. That's my dad. And I grew. He was the kindest because everybody just come across to that street. Even the people they hungry, they give you food. They give you a chicken, or they come to invite to the house and eat. My mom was like that, very generous. My dad also was so strict in many ways. But he was good because of what the only things, very good things I remember with him was a kid because I play a lot with him, a lot. When he left, that was the pain, or was the difficult times. But the thing is, I remember the good things, so I apply with my daughters, all the good things. When my daughter's born, oh my God, I enjoy them every day since today. We play a lot, even in church. We play inside the church. So they get born, so I play. We laughing, and the father then sometimes still right now we jumping because we still laughing, and the father then we watching us like, what you guys doing? And mass. So that's the way I teach my daughters to be happy in any ways. But right now, my daughter's got a pretty bad condition. He's 17. He's got a brain. What's the name? They got a contusion in their head, so I got a problems. And got a bad back and forget things. So many things. He called me 3 times a day. Say, hey, why you don't call me? I recall dementia, something like that. And I enjoy talk to him right now. So and my mom is this different ways. He's nice, but she's nice, but that she's just too strong. You wanna say just she say one thing and just one thing. She don't repeat anything else. Do it. That's it. And I like to run that now. This is my sister, and the thing is, I didn't know about that thing because I got a lot of secrets in my family, many. So this is my sister, of them. But my mom got another 3 brothers. I got 2 brothers. I'm the younger ones. The other 3, the different fathers. My daughter's got the first kid about 15 years old. She got a 15 years old, 15, and then another 3, and both of them living here in Seymour, and the other 2 living in Mexico. But there's a lot of secrets, and that's what I say. I never trust him because it's got fun and bad things. But right now, it changed. My life changed certain way. But that's the way now working out because the first time, the last December, and December 12th, my mom called me and said, "We need somebody to pray the rosary." My mom never prayed rosary. And I was praying for because she never do that. She make like a prayers, and she asked me, "You want to pray?" Yeah, I can do that. They put their phone
And you pray by
and prayed, and they started my sister now. And the next day, they had a bunch of people around there because they want to see that guy. It was a bad guy doing prayer. They want to make sure it's the guy when they're gonna see. They want to see it for themselves. And that was night. I cried with Anna because I says that day because my mom's wanna pray with me for the first time.
And you actually teach her how to pray the
How to pray the
rosary.
rosary, I never done it.
The bad boy in the family teach mom now to
Pray
how
the
to pray the rosary. And this is how God
That's-
works,
yeah.
I would say.
And then that happened one, and then with my dad, now we pray with him too. It's kind of. Sometimes when I close my phone, I go ahead and cry because I mean it's I don't know, it's different, but I like it now. This life.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my mom. I put everyone's need a role model. She was my role model.
Even
She's
for me.
always, like I say, always happy, always laughing. If you want to say, she was so funny. She was, her life was not easy, and she always had a smile. She always saw things in a positive way, and she always told me, go your day by day, and be happy today. Do your best today. Tomorrow, God only knows. And live your day today. Do the right thing today. Do it for you. Do it for God. Do God's will. Do it for you. Do it for your daughter. Do it for others. Never hesitate to help others. Never hesitate because she always taught me. Because you have to think you are in the position that you can help others. You are in the position that asking for help. So be grateful for that. So she was my role model, and I lost her in this year, January this year. She passed. My dad passed first on December the 27th, 8 days after my mom passed, and I wasn't able to go. Mexico, they both died for COVID, and I don't know if I was ready to go and see there in the cemetery. But even it was hard, and I feel a lot of comfort from my church family. I'm never gonna forget Karen. And I was, oh, my heart was so broken. And Karen told me, I know where to go. My church was it was a place that I say that's the only place I think I want to be now. I knew that I would find my comfort there. We were in the middle of COVID, you know. Karen was so welcoming. People in this churching community were so kind to me. I felt a lot of support. I felt like, as she always told me, I'm gonna be fine. And it was the fact that I wasn't able to be there. Of my brothers and my sister, my aunts. I was lost my parents in less than 2 weeks. And I never thought that I was feel that sad. My heart was so broken. And when I was here in church, I felt that I'm not alone. I have my family here, my community here. And I have to be honest, I still have good days and bad days. But I went to the Blessed Sacrament and I said, God, I thank you for all the time that I enjoyed my parents. And I thank you for everything I learned from them. And I'm accepting your will. You want to take them, and I'm accepting that. And I cry a lot, and I'm still crying to see that. But I feel that it was God's will. And I think my mom right now will look at me and say, I hope she's so proud of me. I hope she's proud that I talk for others, to try to help others in the many ways. I know God put me in places for a reason. So everything I know in the values I have is because of her. I learned to smile in the difficult moments like her. Father Chris and Deacon Juan Carlos offer a mass for them, and someone took that picture, and this is how I feel that community, that mass was with a lot of people that I didn't even know. I didn't even know that families that went to me and hugged me and told me, I'm sorry. And we were in the middle of COVID, and people would hug me and tell me that it was sorry. And I really feel so good about it. And at the end, this is what it matters. We are family. We all the same. We all together and feel like very blessed to be part of this community. I feel so loved and here. And now, in memory of both of them, he was my dad and mom. I do what they taught me to do. The right thing, never give up, always pray, always believe in God has His plan and His time and His moment. And I hope one day my daughters stand mothers like I do now. And my heart will be full. My heart's full now, though. But I like to thank you for this opportunity to open my heart to you guys. Like I said, it's the first time I do it. And I knew for a fact that I would cry because I cry for everything, even with the movies. But this is who I am. And I feel so grateful to be in a country that let me be free, that let me talk with you guys, that let me feel accepted, and let me feel part of the community, and that let me feel safe. So, thank you. This is the last. You want to talk about it? This is our last picture. This is our last. This is the most current picture when we went to the cathedral.
Yes. For the 37th June.
Yeah. And then these are my daughters now. Eric,
They are two. No, it's just
they're just the twins. They're just my twins, and this is my recent picture. We always like to do things together, and uh,
Even they got up 19 years old, they're still coming to home, and, you know,
yeah.
I don't invite the boyfriends, they stay away.
I use the cars.
They still ask them permissions to go places and
Yes.
they don't need to. But anyway, this is our last thing that we want to say from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.